Success requires quick and firm decision. Napoleon Hill. You've already won. You just haven't realized it yet. You keep moving like someone who's still trying, speaking like someone who's still asking, thinking like someone who still needs to achieve something that, in truth, is already yours. But let me tell you something. The universe doesn't respond to doubt. It responds to certainty. It responds to frequency. It responds to the attitude of someone who acts as if they've already won. Because here's the truth. The human mind doesn't distinguish between what is real and what is deeply believed. It turns belief into behavior, and behavior into destiny. That's how great people created the impossible. Napoleon Hill understood this when he wrote, "Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Not try really hard to get. Not depend on luck or someone's permission. Achieve." But that requires something most people fear: total creative responsibility. You are responsible for the vibration you emit, for what you visualize, for what you feel before you see it. And here lies the key. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you believe you are. Want success? Then stop chasing it like a starving beggar. Act as if success were already inevitable, as if the outcome were already sealed, as if you were simply walking the path to something that is already yours by mental right. That's what winners do. Do you think Elon Musk walks into a room thinking, "Will they accept me?" Do you think Oprah positions herself with fear of rejection? Do you think Steve Jobs asked permission to revolutionize the world? No. They acted as if success was already guaranteed. And guess what? It was. Because in the invisible realm, in the field of intention, of energy, of the mind, they had already won before the first applause. And that's how you need to start moving. With presence, with confidence, with the posture of someone who already knows how the story ends. You're not a side character hoping it all works out. You're the writer, the lead actor, the director. You own the script, and it's time to rewrite it. But to do that, you need to drop the role of almost. Almost there. Almost ready. Almost confident. Stop it. The universe doesn't move for almost. It responds to total decision. And that decision starts in the unseen, in your mind, in your behavior, in your energy. Want abundance? Stop thinking like someone who's broke. Want real love? Stop acting like someone who settles for crumbs. Want respect? Stop lowering yourself. Act like someone who already has it. Speak like someone who already is it. Walk like someone who has already arrived. This isn't arrogance. It's alignment. It's aligning your energy with the future you want to build. It's connecting with the version of you who is already living everything you desire. Because that version already exists. Out in the field of infinite possibilities, that version of you is already standing tall, living what you still question. And what separates you two isn't time. It's mindset. You have to collapse that distance with daily attitudes, with concrete gestures, with bold actions that tell the universe, I already am. I'm already there. I've already won. And when you do that, the world starts treating you differently. Doors open. Coincidences show up. Resources align. Because the universe cannot resist a determined mind. But here's a reminder. This doesn't mean ignoring effort, work, or sweat. It means doing all of that with a different certainty, with the vibration of someone who's not trying, but simply manifesting the inevitable. Do you see the difference? One moves with anxiety. The other moves with authority. Anxiety is a sign of doubt. Authority is a sign of faith. You need to stop seeking external evidence to believe in yourself. You need to become the source of your own validation. You need to be your own first yes. The rest is just consequence. You need to understand one thing once and for all. The way you behave now is shaping the reality that's coming. Do you think small and act hesitantly today? You'll reap crumbs tomorrow. Do you move with conviction and greatness today? Tomorrow will reflect that tenfold. That's how the universe works. It doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to the energy with which you live right now. So stop waiting for an external result to feel victorious. Feel victorious now. Live like someone who's already won. Want a real example? Look at Muhammad Ali. He said it loud and clear. I am the greatest of all time. He said that before becoming champion. He said it during training, in interviews, in the mirror. He positioned himself as someone who had already conquered the impossible, because mentally, he already had. And the body simply followed the mind. This is what you haven't fully grasped yet. The visible world is a reflection of your internal structure. You don't change reality by changing behavior alone. You change behavior by transforming identity. Who do you believe you are? An imposter trying to succeed? Or a genius learning to unleash their potential? That difference changes everything. Because when you believe you're worthy, deserving, and capable, your energy transforms. You stop begging. You start declaring. You stop chasing crumbs. You start creating opportunities. And you don't need a stage, spotlight, or followers. What you need is an awakened soul, a purpose on fire, and a firm decision to stop negotiating your greatness for another day of comfort. Act as if it were impossible to fail. That phrase isn't fantasy. It's instruction. Because when you act like that, with the unshakable faith of someone who's already won, your mind enters a state of pure creation. You access resources that had been asleep. Intuitions you used to ignore start speaking louder. Ideas begin to flow. Action becomes effortless. And the doors, the ones that once seemed locked, begin to open, as if they already knew you were coming. But miracles only happen to those who already act like one. Are you waiting for success to transform you? No, you must transform now, and success will be the side effect. And that transformation begins in the mind, settles into your posture, and explodes through your actions. Are you waiting for the right time? Listen to this. The right time is the moment you decide it's now. There is no later for someone who's truly thirsty. There is no when I'm ready for someone who's already decided to win. Act even without knowing how it will all unfold. Act even if it seems crazy to outsiders. Act with faith, with presence, with intensity. Act like someone already living in the future they desire. Because it's that level of boldness that changes your frequency. You are not what others say about you. You are what you believe and manifest. And from the moment you act as if you've already won, the world starts responding to you with reverence. Want to know what really separates the successful from the mediocre? Posture. Even in failure, the victorious maintain the posture of someone who knows. This is just part of the process. Even in criticism, they keep their minds focused on what they're building. Even in pain, they continue acting as if their destiny is sealed. And it is, because their minds signed the contract with success long before the world took notice. And what happens to someone who holds that level of conviction? Reality has no choice. It bends. Life bends for those who refuse to live small. You were trained from an early age to wait for the green light, to wait for someone to say go, to wait for the diploma, the approval, the external validation. But let me tell you a secret that winners know. There is no green light. You are the signal. While you wait for permission, time is passing. While you wait for certainty, the opportunity grows cold. While you wait to feel confident, those who act in faith are already years ahead of you. Here's the truth. Success is for those who move forward even while afraid. For those who choose to step on stage while still shaking. For those who start before they feel ready. For those who understand that confidence comes after action, not before. Do you want to trust yourself more? Then stop chasing safety and start building your story. Confidence is born from commitment to something greater than fear. Take Thomas Edison, for example. Over 1,000 attempts before creating the electric light bulb. Do you think he needed one more approval? One more good luck? No. He already acted as if success was inevitable. Because for him, each attempt wasn't a failure. It was another step on a path already set. That's the secret. You have to see failure as part of the journey, not a detour. When you start acting like you've already won, something changes in your eyes. You stop begging for immediate results. You begin to savor the process. Because now you're not just trying, you're manifesting. And manifestation isn't magic. It's a dance between vision and execution, between certainty and movement, between imagining and showing up and doing. Do you have any idea what happens when a human being stops shrinking? When they decide to stop living in test mode? When they quit rehearsing and step onto the stage with everything, with soul, with fire in their eyes. Reality can't resist that kind of vibration. It delivers. It responds. It bends. But only for those who are already vibrating at the frequency of the final result before they ever see it in the physical world. Have you been living like a winner or like someone still doubting whether they deserve it? Look at your posture, at the way you speak to yourself, at the tone of your voice, at the thoughts you entertain in silence. That's where the truth lives. Fear loves the hesitant. Failure loves those who live with one foot on the brake. Mediocrity adores those who wait for the right moment. But success? Success loves the bold. The ones who don't ask, what if it goes wrong? But instead, what if it turns out even better than I imagined? Are you ready for that question? Because acting like success is already guaranteed isn't delusion, it's strategy. It's mental reprogramming. It's emotional mastery. It's spiritual authority. You begin to train yourself to see the world through a different lens. The lens of inevitability. You start asking, how would the version of me that already won act today? How would my successful self speak in this meeting? How would they face this challenge? How would they begin this project? And you act accordingly. You speak accordingly. You carry yourself as if everything is already written in your favor. Because it is. It is, if you have the courage to sign it with your attitude. You're not here to run in circles. You're not here to live a small, safe, average life. You're here to expand reality with your presence, to influence, to transform, to be the spark that ignites fires in others' souls. But that only happens when you decide. You decide to stop asking for permission. You decide to stop waiting. You decide to act as someone who already is. And in that moment, everything begins to change. Not on the outside. Not yet. But on the inside. In your core. In your frequency. in your spirit. And once that changes, it's only a matter of time before the world follows your lead. Act like someone who's already won, because your body listens, your mind adjusts, and the universe responds. It's impossible to move with greatness and keep harvesting crumbs. It's impossible to vibrate like a winner and still live like a victim. What changes is not the world. What changes is you, and the world reacts. Do you think Walt Disney waited for someone to believe in him? He was fired from a newspaper for lack of creativity, rejected by banks, humiliated by investors, dismissed by logic. But he didn't need more logic. He already had vision. He already acted as if all of it were real. He saw castles before there were bricks. He saw magic where others only saw an empty lot. And when you act with that level of certainty, the material world has no choice. It bends. You have that same power. But the problem is, you still doubt yourself. You still walk like someone who's testing things out. You speak like someone who's apologizing for trying. You think like someone hoping it might work out. Enough. You need to stop behaving like a beginner, even if you are just beginning. Because success is not just about where you are. It's about how you carry yourself where you are. You can be starting out and still act like a leader. You can be alone and still carry yourself like someone who commands crowds. You can be in silence and still vibrate like someone who already has a voice. Greatness doesn't wait for ideal circumstances. It is born out of decision. And you need to decide. Decide to stop feeding doubt. Decide to stop consulting your fears like their advisors. Decide to stop listening to that inner voice that says it's not time yet. It is time. It's now. Stop asking, but what if it doesn't work? Start asking, what if this is the moment everything changes? Because it is. If you choose, it is. It all depends on you letting go of that almost energy, of hesitation, of shame in your own light. You weren't made to live hidden. You weren't created to settle for less than what your spirit knows it deserves. You were made to leave a mark, to build something only you can build, to inspire with your presence, to move others with your action, to set souls free with your truth. But that mission requires posture, the posture of someone who's already won, even if no one sees it yet. Even if nothing seems to indicate that you'll make it. You don't need signs. You are the sign. The world is watching your attitude. It's waiting for your energy to align with what you say you want. And that only happens when you stop acting like someone who's trying and start acting like someone who already is. Have you seen how a champion athlete steps into the arena? It's not arrogance. It's presence. It's the power of someone who's trained their inner world as much as their outer. It's the certainty of someone who's already won countless internal battles. Long before ever lifting a trophy, you've already won the moment you stop doubting your own strength. And that doesn't mean you'll never feel fear again. It means fear won't run your life anymore. It means that even with fear present, you keep moving. That even without guarantees, you proceed with the posture of someone who knows. The result is already mine. I'm just here to claim it. Do you feel that? Do you feel that call deep in your chest? Do you feel that power starting to rise within you? Then this is the moment. This is the time to act like someone who already has. Like someone who's already won. Like someone already wearing the crown, even if their feet are still in the mud. Because in the invisible realm, the victory has already been declared. What's left is for you to embody it, in every word, every gesture, every decision. And when you do that, the world won't be able to ignore you anymore. You've already heard the call. You've already felt the fire. Now there's only one thing left. Act as if success is already inevitable. It doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter what your bank account says, what mistakes you've made, or who still doesn't believe in you. None of that defines your destiny. What defines it is how you choose to show up from this moment on. You can keep living like someone who's just trying, or you can decide to live like someone who knows they were born to win. You can keep waiting for recognition, for applause, for the results. Or you can start building your reality like someone who's already certain of what's coming. Because the universe doesn't respond to doubt. It responds to decision. And if you decide right now, in this very instant, that your victory is just a matter of time, then everything around you will begin to realign. You don't need more motivation. You need more movement. Lift your head. Pull your shoulders back. Step into the next 24 hours with the presence of someone who's already signed their success and spirit. And remember, the world respects those who respect themselves. The world follows those who lead with energy. The world bows to those who carry conviction in their gaze and decision in their steps. Act as if success is already guaranteed, because it is. For those who don't back down, for those who never bargain with their truth, for those who've already decided, with soul, with courage, with fire in their veins, that they're going all the way. And now, if these words have set something on fire within you, if they touched a part of your soul that was forgotten, asleep, or silenced, then it's your turn to act. Brain, subscribe to the channel now. This is your space for awakening, courage, and transformation. There's no shallow content here. This is living truth for those who want to live with a big soul. Repeat button, share this video with someone you love, with someone who needs to stop doubting, with someone who needs to remember they were born to win. Writing hand and write in the comments right now, in all caps, with intention and boldness. I already won. Write it like a declaration, like a decree, like your new identity. Because from today on, you no longer live waiting for things to happen. You live like someone who's already creating everything they deserve. And let the world prepare. Because now you're no longer trying. You're executing the inevitable.